county government of Nairobi, through the governor, has decided to take a loan of 6.92 billion Kenya shillings. What do they say? That this money will be used in different wards to fund the ward development programs at a tune of 2.8 billion Kenya shillings, and that the remaining money would be used to pay salaries. Now, these are the facts for Nairobians. Number one, there is an existing loan that was taken in 2011 from Equity Bank of 2.5 billion Kenya shillings. These 2.5 billion Kenya shillings could not be paid by the then city council. Then was a city council. Then KCB came in to buy this loan from Equity Bank when it had generated an interest, and the loan was now accumulated to a total of 4.2 billion Kenya shillings. During that period, KCB gave certain conditions that the idle assets of the county government would be sold to repay this loan in case the city council could not manage to pay the money that was agreed upon on a monthly basis as installments. Number two, that KCB would be part of the banks to collect the revenue. And number three, that these monies, the 4.2 billion, on a monthly basis, 141 million Kenya shillings would be paid to KCB. This was around 2016, during the reign of Governor Evans Kidero. To our surprise, the county government could not pay this amount of 141 million Kenya shillings and opted to talk to KCB, who agreed that a total of 55 million Kenya shillings would be paid. The then collection of the county government was around between 12 to 13 billion Kenya shillings. Remember and note this, that at 12 billion Kenya shillings, the county government under Kidero could not pay the 55 million Kenya shillings as installments on a monthly basis. And this drives us to a point that since then, this loan has been accumulating in terms of interest. And therefore, the long and the short story of the first loan is that we were unable and are still unable to pay the initial loan that was taken. Now come to this current loan of 6.92 billion Kenya shillings. The MCAs have been convinced to pass this loan this week. The loan has been enshrined in the budget, which is an illegality in the first place. Loan put in as a revenue, source of revenue, but how it is being spent, the expenditure part of the loan, has not been indicated. Even the MCAs who are being lied to, that they'll be given 2.8 billion Kenya shillings for ward development programs, that money has not been indicated how it will be spent. In the cash flow statement, it should show cash in and cash out. Cash in is coming. Cash out has not been shown, which means that this money is going to be used for campaigns. This is money that is going to be stolen. This is money that is going to be defrauded. And who is going to pay this money? Pay back this money? Wananchi wa Nairobi, through their hard-earned cash. I want to warn the MCAs and advise them at the same time that you should only pass this budget, this loan, on one condition: that you should be shown how this money will be spent. Because Governor Sakaja has refused to produce documents to show you the expenditure side. of this money. And therefore, even your ward development programs is not safe. If 2.8 billion is going for the ward development fund, the remaining amount of money, over 4 billion, will be used for what? Not shown. I want to tell you and remind you of what I've just said, that during Kidero's era, Kidero used to declare an on-source revenue of 12 billion Kenya shillings annually. Sakaja currently, from 2013, Sakaja currently still declares an on-source revenue of 12 billion Kenya shillings. Recently, 2025-2026 financial year, he declared an on-source revenue of around 13.8 billion Kenya shillings, which included revenue collected from hospitals. Then there was no hospital. So subtract around 1.2 billion Kenya shillings that comes from hospitals. Therefore, from 13.8, we remain with 12.6 billion Kenya shillings, which is an equivalent of what used to be collected in 2016, 2013, 2016. Does this make sense to Nairobians? It means that money that is being declared as on-source revenue, they are declaring less amount of money. So which means that there's fraud taking place there. Why would you take a loan of 6.92 billion Kenya shillings if the county government has its own source of revenue plus money from the national government of 20 billion? According to World Bank report that was released sometime last year, Nairobi County should be run on an own source revenue of approximately 67.5 billion Kenya shillings, plus the national government revenue, which is 20 billion, a total of 87.5 billion Kenya shillings. But instead, the governor of Nairobi declares an on-source revenue of around 13 billion Kenya shillings annually, which was declared during Kidero's era. So that clearly tells you that the governor of Nairobi is part of the syndicate that is stealing money meant for Nairobians. Therefore, Nairobi has enough revenue, has enough money to run its affairs. You should not take a loan of 6.92 billion Kenya shillings. Number two, the choice of the bank, which is Sidian Bank. Where did we go wrong as Nairobians? Sakaja, why are you frustrating Nairobians? Why were you elected in the first place? Why have you lost direction? Sidian Bank, there is no competitiveness. No procedure followed to settle on this first, on this bank alone. So therefore, I know that you are an incompetent person. I know that even sweeping garbage is a problem. But I don't blame you, because we cannot finish garbage in Nairobi if there's garbage in the office. We have to start by sweeping garbage in the office for us to sweep garbage in the streets. I want to tell Nairobians that you need to talk about this, because this money, 6.92 billion, it is you as Nairobian who is going to pay. No collateral shown. Assets of Nairobi will be sold. Can they show us the documentation about this loan? Let them come out clearly. To the MCAs, you are leaders, you are elected, you are not answerable to the governor, you are answerable to your people. Do not approve this loan. You know in your heart of hearts that this is fraud, that this money is going to be used for campaigns, that this money is being stolen. And you also know that you're being lied to, that you'll be given this money for ward development. You're clearly being lied to. Do not pass this. But again, we must fight this, because as the incoming governor of Nairobi, we are not going to inherit money that has been obtained fraudulently. Nairobians will not pay back this money. And I can assure you, Sakaja, the moment you leave office, I will call you back. This money, you're going to explain it. Right now, you may get away with it because you are a friend of the state. But at the right time, I can assure you, you are going to be answering. You are going to pay back this money. We are going to follow you wherever you will go. I will follow you, and I will ensure that I handle you perfectly well. This election, you've lost it. Do not mess up this county. Nairobians, you will see what our honorable leaders are going to do. We are watching. Pass the budget of the county. This loan issue, do not pass it. Do not pass this. You know why.